Now, students, I want to say you something. If any doubt or any queries, just to ask. Okay. If you are not understanding anything or anything which I have to repeat once, twice, thrice, don't feel hesitate. First time, anyway, today's first class. So be comfortable with it. Not like that is first class or second class. No, in all classes. Okay. Just be comfortable with me. Any doubt, any queries, ask me once, twice, thrice. I don't feel any hesitation. Okay. So, I know you have read all these things, but still, I started with the first chapter of NCERT. Okay. So very good. Now, can you tell me some characteristics of living world? Living being, some characteristics of living being. Anyone of you? Students?
Growth, reproduction, metabolism.
Characteristics of living being. Okay. So, first characteristics is cellular structure. Okay. This is the first characteristic. Cellular structure means, see, your body is made up of cell. Okay. So, cell is the building block. That means they are forming the structural unit. They are the building block. They are forming the structural unit as well as they are the functional unit. Because all of you know the definition of cell. That cell is the structural and functional unit of cell is the structural and functional unit of cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Okay, now cellular structure is the characteristics of living being. Now, from here, what type of question you will get in each? Okay, which of the following feature, the question which you will get in your NEET exam was pattern question, that which of the following feature is a defining feature. Defining feature. Now they will give you option like both. Okay. Reproduction, cellular structure, and all of above. Can you give me the answer? Students?
Growth.
So, which of the following feature is a defining feature? So, firstly, you should know that what is the meaning of defining feature. Then you can answer. Can you answer it, students?
Growth.
Okay. I'll give you this answer later on, not now. Okay. So, the first thing, you just note down this question or just take a screenshot. Just note down this question. The first of all, the thing which I will discuss you, that what is a defining feature, student. Okay, you should know na, that what is a defining feature. Then you will say na, that which of the following is defining feature. Okay. So firstly, you should know what is a defining feature. So let us see what is a defining feature. First thing is, student, unexceptionally. Okay. Unexceptionally, it should be present in all living organisms. Unexceptionally, it should be present in all living organisms. This is one criteria, all living organisms. Second criteria is it should not be present in non-living organisms. Now, this is the two criteria for a feature, defining feature. So, we can say that cellular structure is a defining feature. How, student? Because this cell part is not present in non-living organism, that we know. And a living organism, whether it is unicellular, multicellular, prokaryote, eukaryote, all living organism is made up of cell. So, cellular structure is a defining feature. We can conclude here, okay, that cellular structure is a defining feature. So, this is the first part. Now, the second is metabolism. What is metabolism? What is metabolism? What is metabolism? The sum total reaction carried out in a cell. The sum total reaction carried out in a cell is called metabolism. Okay. The second feature which I am taking here is that is metabolism. Okay. Now this metabolism, we know that all living organisms they are made up of chemicals. Okay. Metabolism means the sum total of chemical reactions taking place in a cell. Whatever the reactions they are taking place in a cell, they are called metabolism. In metabolism, we will get two terms. Okay, one is anabolism, other is catabolism. Okay, now, anabolism means what? They are actually synthesizing. They are synthesizing. And catabolism means breakdown reactions. Okay, breakdown reactions. Now, in anabolism, what happens to it? Simpler substances. Okay, they are transformed to form complex substances. And in catabolism, what happens? Complex substances they form simpler substances. Okay. Now we can give one example here. One example is example photosynthesis, anabolism, and in catabolism, it is respiration. Please tell me, clear to you, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear to all of you? Please tell me. Clear to this, all of you? Please tell me. Clear to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Wait a minute. Vinit sir? Vinit sir? Metabolism is a defining feature or not? See, metabolism unexceptionally present in all living organisms. If a living organism is there, means metabolism should be there. And they are not present in non-living organisms. So from this we can conclude that it is also a defining feature, students. Okay. So it is also a defining feature. No need to learn it, student. I never appreciate student. I never engage the student to learn. You just understand the concept, then you can answer it. You are learning it, and then you forget the things. That is it a defining feature? No, I have forgot it. No, just understood the thing. Why it is a defining feature? Then no need to learn it. Okay. So this is the thing. Whatever I'm teaching, just go through with it. Any doubt, ask me tomorrow. Now the third feature, that is growth. Third feature is growth. Growth, actually, what is growth? It is actually the result of two components. Two component means it is the result of two components of metabolism. I'm showing you one example. Suppose if anabolism is greater than catabolism, more synthesizing occurs. Then you can say that no, growth occurs. Suppose if anabolism, whatever you are synthesizing the food, that much amount of food you are break down it. So anabolism is equal to catabolism. Then you will say no growth occurs. And if catabolism is more than anabolism, then negative growth occurs. Then negative growth occurs. Okay, now what is the difference between growth of plant as well as animal? Growth of plant and growth of animal. Now, in plant, growth takes place throughout the life cycle. Takes place throughout the life cycle. And in animal, it takes place up to certain age. Okay, up to certain age, growth takes place, otherwise it will stop. In plant, they are unlimited. They are unlimited. But in animal, they are limited. Okay. Now, difference with the living and non-living organisms. See, difference with the living and non-living thing in case of growth. So the living part, this is the non-living. Now, in non-living cell also growth takes place. Example is mountain. And what type of growth is this? It is extrinsic. Okay, this is the mountain, and here debris are accumulating, and here growth takes place. But in living cell, it is intrinsic. It is intrinsic. See, we get a deviation. Okay, student. That means we can say that growth is not a defining feature. Why? Because growth takes place in non-living thing also. So we can say that growth is not a defining feature. Reason? Because it takes place in non-living things. So we can say that growth is not a defining feature. Fourth one, reproduction. Reproduction. The process of formation of offspring having features more or less similar to parents. This is called reproduction. Now take the difference with the asexual and sexual. Asexual and sexual. In sexual reproduction, two parents required. So we can say that they are biparental. Two parents means biparent. Single parent. Okay, single parent. That means uniparental. Okay, uniparental. When in sexual reproduction, no fertilization of gametes. Okay, no fertilization of gametes. But here in sexual reproduction, fertilization of gametes takes place. We can take some example of sexual reproduction where you can see, like human being, there we are getting sexual reproduction. Now, where you will get asexual reproduction? That I'll tell you. Okay. Now, some example where you will get asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. Spores are there, algae, fungi, bacteria. Now, in bacteria, binary fission takes place. Binary fission. Binary fission means this is bacteria will divide into two and it will produce organism. Binary fission. Budding. Budding in case of yeast. Budding is the process where suppose this is hydra. Here one bud formation takes place. This bud will eliminate and this bud will form a new individual. Then you can say algae, fungi, I told you some mosses are there. Regeneration is also example of asexual reproduction. Best regeneration you can see in planaria. Now, suppose if the organism is unicellular, their growth and reproduction are simultaneous. Their growth means reproduction. But when? Only if the organism is unicellular. If the organism is unicellular. So we can take here some examples also. Bacteria as well as amoeba. Okay. So you can say that reproduction part. Now, this is growth and reproduction are equivalent in unicellular organism. So we can use the term here, student, that growth and reproduction are mutually inclusive events. Very important point. From there, you will from this point you will get question. Okay. That mutually inclusive event means unicellular organism, and we are representing growth and reproduction. So if inclusive word is there, so some exclusive word should also be there. Now, when growth is not equivalent to reproduction, this is applicable in case of higher plants and animals. Higher plants and animals. So we can say here mutually exclusive events. Now again the thing is that student, reproduction is also a not defining feature. It is not a defining feature. How? I'm telling you the reason. Why it is not a defining feature. Suppose human beings, okay? All human beings show reproduction? No. Some are also sterile. Some male are sterile, some female are sterile. So it is present in all living organisms? No. It is not the fact. This is one example. Second example, worker bees, they are also sterile, though they are living organisms. And third example is mule. Mule is also a living organism, but mule is sterile. What is mule? A cross. Artificial breeding has been done in donkey and horse. Their result is so reproduction is not a defining feature. Okay. Exception. sterile human, worker bee, and bee. Right. And last factor is that is consciousness. Consciousness. What is consciousness, student? It is the ability to sense environment and respond. Okay. Now, what is stimuli? If suppose any stimuli, either physical or chemical, you are giving to anyone, and he will respond to it. So now this is shown by all living organisms as well as they are absent in also non-living organisms. So we can say that it is a defining feature. It is a defining feature. The defining feature. Now again, take an example. Suppose a person is lying in a bed. So you will say, when that person is lying in a bed, so it is not, he is not conscious. So how you can say that it is a defining feature? No, students. Okay, it is a defining feature. Suppose he is lying in a bed or he is in a coma, but after some time he will regain its capability. Okay, he can restore the consciousness property. We can restore the property of stimulus. That's why we can say that consciousness, self-consciousness is a defining feature. So this is the main 5 characteristics of a living being. Next one is the biodiversity. Next part is biodiversity. Okay. Next part is biodiversity. Now, what is biodiversity? Suppose different organisms, different type of organisms are in Earth. This is called actually biodiversity. Different types of organisms present in Earth. They are called biodiversity. Till now, 1.7 to 1.8 million species are present on Earth. Animal number is more. Animal around 1.25. And in this animal, insects occupy the largest space, and plants around 0.55 million, 1.25 million, and in these plants, angiosperm are widely distributed. Now, it is impossible to study each and every organism, students, so they are classified into different groups. Okay, and these different groups are called taxonomic categories. Taxonomic categories. Now, what are these taxonomic categories? First one is classification. Classification. Okay. Now, what is this classification, student? It is the process of placing the organism into groups. Okay. Subgroups on the basis of OTP means on the basis of similarities and differences in character. Definition is very important. That's why I'm writing the definition. Process of placing the organism into groups, subgroups on the basis of similarities and differences in character. Okay, it is called classification. Now, student, please tell me till this clear or not. If any doubt, ask me. I'll repeat that part once again. Tell me. Yes, Aditya, Ayushi, Chinmayi, Roshni, Vijarani, tell me. Any doubt, students? Pratiksha, Poonam, Chinmay. Any one of you, any doubt? Any one of you?
No, ma'am.
In this, any doubt? I'll send you the notes by today in your group. Huh? Taxonomy. What is taxonomy today? It is branch of science which deals with principles and production of classification. Now, the term of all these 3 points are very, very important for any history. Who has given the term taxonomy? Answer A, B, D. Land. Okay. Next. Father of taxonomy. Carolus Linnaeus. Father of Indian taxonomy. Okay. Santapan. What are the basic elements of taxonomy? What are the basic elements of taxonomy? Number 1. Characterization. Number 2. Identification. Number 3. Nomenclature. Okay. Number 3. Nomenclature. Number 4. Classification. Now, one by one, I'll go to the characteristics. Okay. One by one, I'm going to do the characteristics. Now, what is characterization? What is characterization? The characterization means listing of all the possible features. Listing of all the possible features and characteristics. Listing of all the possible features and characteristics. Okay. Listing of all the possible features and characteristics. It is called characterization. What is identification, classification, and nomenclature? Now, I'm telling you all these 3 points in a comparative manner. Okay, in a comparative manner, I'm telling you. Now, let us see is identification, classification, nomenclature. Yeah. Identification means organism given. Suppose any organism from a particular place, you are identifying that organism. Okay. So how you are identifying the organism? Physically or biologically? Physically means by seeing the organism or by biologically. You are identifying the organism. And in classification, what happens? You have identified the organism and then you are classifying the organism. You are dividing it into categories. You are dividing organisms into categories or subcategories. How you are classifying the organisms? Classification based on similar or dissimilar characteristics of organisms. Okay, and what is nomenclature, students? Suppose we are giving name to any particular organism. That is actually nomenclature. So you can give two types of names to it. You can give two types of name. What are the two types of names to give? One you can give common name, and other you can give biological name. Okay. Just one scientific name, common name like potato, scientific name Solenum, tuberous. Solenum tuberous. Now in this nomenclature, we are using two techniques, student. One is binomial nomenclature and other is trinomial. So what is the function of classification and identification? Okay. What is its function? Let me teach you. Now, identification, students, actually, identification will help you for these two process, for that process, classification and nomenclature. So they are helping you for classification and nomenclature. And classification, they need help through identification and nomenclature. Okay. Because how will you classify the organism? Firstly, you will identify the organism, then you will give nomenclature to organism, and then you will classify the organism. So, classification generally receiving help through identification and nomenclature. Okay. Now, in nomenclature, student, suppose the common name, the common, Avneet sir? Avneet sir? Avneet sir? Avneet sir? Can you hear me? Avneet sir, can you hear me? Avneet sir, are you here? Avneet sir? Vijit sir, can you hear me? Wait a minute, students, sir. My pen is not working. Just wait a minute. Okay. The common name, student. Disadvantage. What is the disadvantage of common name? Disadvantage of common name that it is given by local people. Suppose if you are giving common name, this common name is given by local people. If local people will this give common name, that means they will give in vernacular language. Okay. In Odisha, people will give name in Odia. In Bengal, people give name in Bengali. Okay. So this is the disadvantage of common. Okay. Okay. So they are given by local. Like one example, I am giving you. Suppose rose. In Hindi, it's called gulab. In Bangla, it is called golab. And in Tamil, it is called Rajapal. What about the scientific name? They are given by the biologist. Okay, na? And they are universal. Wherever you will go to any part of the world, you will get that name. In Russia, the scientific name of potato is that Solanum tuberosa, not any other name we get. Okay. Now, scientific names. They are given by biologists because they are agreeing to the rules and criteria. Now, what is this criteria? I'm coming to this. And they are universal and applicable. Nomenclature, as I told you, number one, binomial nomenclature. Number B is trinomial nomenclature. Trinomial nomenclature. Now, I'll tell you some scientist contribution. Okay. Some scientist contribution. I will tell you. Okay, whatever the things I'm telling you, students, some are outside NCERT, some are inside NCERT. The whole content should be learned by you. Okay. Because in this content, you will get the previous year questions also. So this whole content should be learned. Now, what are the contributions of scientists? Book name. Yeah. Okay. Proposal of binomial. Scientist Carper Bauke. Book name Pinax. Year 1623. Okay. Then principle of binomial. Principle of binomial. Scientist name Carolus Linnaeus. Book name Philosophia Botanica. Year 1751. The first usage, first time binomial nomenclature was used by Carolus Linnaeus in the book Species Plantarum. Okay. In the year 1753. It was the first valid publication. You know, 5,900 plants was given in the nomenclature. 5,900 plants. Second usage, same by Carolus Linnaeus in the book Systema Natura in the year 1958. 4226 animals. And his first valid publication for plant in the book Species Plantarum. And first valid publication for animal, first valid publication for animal in the book Systema Natura. Clear to this, all of you? Till this, any doubt? Yes, Chinmay, Aditya, Ayushi, Jyotirmay. Any doubt? Please tell me. Till this clear to all of you? Till this clear to all of you? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt not till this? Students? Next. For standardization of name, okay, 5 codes have been given. 5 codes for standardization of standardization of names. Now, student, very important these names for you. Okay, very. For plant, ICBN, International Code of Binomial Nomenclature. Okay, ICBN. Number 2, for cultivated plants, ICNCP, that is International Code for Nomenclature of cultivated plants. Next, for animals, ICZN, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Now, all these 3 are for eukaryotes. All these 3 are for eukaryotes. Rest 2 are for, one is for prokaryote and one is for virus. These 3 and next 2 now. Number 4, bacteria. For bacteria, ICNV, that is International Code of Nomenclature of bacteria. It is for prokaryotes. Last one for viruses, ICVV. ICTP, that is International Committee for Taxonomy of Viruses. That means, suppose we have, what is the concept behind it, students? Suppose okay, just now I have seen your answers, student. Oh. You have given the answer all of the above, na? Okay, now you tell me the answer, students. What should be the answer of my previous question? Can you tell me the answers of my previous question? Students? Huh?
Cellular structure.
Yes, cellular structure, because growth and reproduction both are not defining feature. Okay, that's why I have not given answer then. Because I know if I'll give you the answer, you'll ask me the explanation. And whenever I will give you the explanation, then I will give you the answer. Okay, students. So the thing is that, students, suppose you have identified a plant and you want to give a nomenclature. So you can't give a nomenclature with you alone. Suppose a scientist want to give nomenclature. It's not like that any biologist can give the nomenclature. No, he has to follow the rules. He has to give the name in the International Code of Nomenclature of Bacteria, and following that rules, he can give the name. For bacteria, for viruses, for plant, for animals, everything is okay. Clear with this? Till this, any doubt, students? Any one of you? Till this, any doubt, any one of you? Students, please tell me.
No, ma'am.
Whatever I've taught you, that things are clear to you now. It's transparent. The things are transparent to you, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Try to take the screenshot of this. Okay. And by today, I'll send you the notes of full chapter. Okay. But try to take the screenshot also. Sometime in copy, I use to short forms. And suppose you are not understanding any word or anything, just WhatsApp to me, student. WhatsApp to me personally. Okay. See my number. I'll give you biology with that number, biology notes, and WhatsApp me any word or any part you are not able to understand that my what is written here. Okay, just circle on the page and WhatsApp. That man, please tell me this word. I'm not able to understand this one. Because first time you are doing my class, na. So first few days you will need to get acquainted with my handwriting. So please ask me, student. WhatsApp me in my personal WhatsApp. That man, please tell me what is this one. I'll get back to you. Okay. And I get back to you very fast. I respond to students very fast. Okay. It's not like that you will give me today and I will send you after 2 days. No, it's not like that. Okay. Or if any problem, any doubt, just WhatsApp. Go through with my notes and then come tomorrow's class. Okay, students? Okay with this, all of you? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So today's class up to this, students. Okay.